Hey guys, Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen once again. Before we get to today's actual video, remember above you're going to see that subscribe thing. Click on it. All the latest videos sent to you. Below is where you're going to leave me your questions, your concerns, anything you want to chat about. And do give the video a thumbs up or like it. Here we go. This is a sneak peek as to what I'm doing. And I've got some eggplant in there, some potato, just simmering away. I've got some leftover stewed pork to add to it all. So if you wasn't aware of what's going on here we go. We're making baigan with aloo with leftover stewed pork. Pretty much eggplant with potato with some leftover stewed pork. If you're looking for the recipe for this stewed pork, below in the description, I'm going to leave that link for you guys. So here we go. A tasty, tasty dish using eggplant. Don't be afraid of it. It's a very tasty and nutritious vegetable to be using. If you're looking for a vegetarian version of this, I'll also leave you guys a link down in the description of this video for that recipe as well. So here we go. A little something, something in the kitchen. Here we go. Let's see if we can quickly run through the ingredients for this recipe. The star of the show, what I have here, some leftover stewed pork. I guess about 1.5 to 2 cups of that. If you're looking for the recipe for the stewed pork, in the description of this video, I'll have a link for that recipe for you guys. Half of a large onion, a large potato, 3 cloves of garlic. I've got some Scotch bonnet pepper here. I'm just going to use 1/4 of that. No seeds, just more the flesh than anything else because I want a little bit of heat but more the flavor. Fresh ground black pepper, about 1/4 teaspoon. A couple tablespoons of vegetable oil. I gotta make a reminder, I gotta buy some more vegetable oil. Up front here, some salt. That's about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. It's a good starting point. You can obviously tailor this to your own needs later on when you taste it. And over here, 2 beauties. Eggplant, one of my favorite things to have. 2 of them, they're probably about a couple pounds. So 2 pounds of that. And you'll also need about 1 cup of water for this recipe. If I forgot anything, I will mention it as we go along, as I normally do. The first thing we've got to do is to peel and cube the eggplant. Now you can certainly cook it with the skin on. It adds another level of texture to it, but I like peeling it in this case. So all I'm going to do is cut off the stem, remove the little bit of green here, discard that, and all we're doing is using my paring knife, or you can use a potato peeler if you're more comfortable using that. All I'm doing is going gently along the skin, and there we go. I'm just going to continue doing that. Works better with a sharper knife, I guess. I gotta remember to sharpen my knives, man. I'm falling back on things here. But here we go, guys. All I'm doing is peeling this. Next up, I'm going to continue peeling this, and I'm going to show you how to cube it. So it's fully peeled now. So all I'm going to do is down the center, give him a nice cut. And notice how beautiful on the inside is. No hard seeds. So all I did was I cut along this way, and then all I'm going to do is cube it. Maybe 1/2 inch cube. And there we go, that's it. It's all ready for cooking there. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to cube this one here, peel and cube this guy, and then we're going to get ready for cooking. So we're all prepped and ready to go now. The potato cubed up, maybe 1-inch cubes, peeled and cubed up, washed. The habanero, the Scotch bonnet pepper. So you can also use habanero pepper, any sort of spicy pepper that you like. I gave that a rough chop. The onion a rough chop. Here goes the garlic. Remember, we have that leftover pork, and I've got the eggplant all cubed up and ready to go. So we're all set. All we're gonna do now is put everything together. I've got the pan here on a medium-high heat. So all I'm gonna do, a couple tablespoons of that vegetable oil, just to coat the bottom of the pan. Just gonna move it around a bit. And since the pan was already hot, what I'm just gonna do now is add the chopped onion as well as the garlic to the pot. Are you guys hearing that sizzle? Music! So here we go. All we're doing here is softening this up. I'm going to turn my heat down to low because I don't want this to burn. I just want this to sweat down and release its flavors. A couple minutes, it's gonna go translucent, and all that garlic and onion flavor is gonna brighten up this thing so nice. I'm gonna show you guys something. Got some new spoons. Those are little cute flowers and everything. Yeah, man. Kitchen looking nice. All new nice too. Yeah. All right. So this thing, I'm just gonna let that sweat down for a couple minutes, and then we'll get to the other step. The edges of the onion and garlic is just starting to go golden, just a little bit. So it's exactly where I want it to be. So all I'm gonna do now is add that black pepper in here because I want that to flavor the dish as well. Give that a quick stir, and then I'm going to start adding the hot pepper. That Scotch bonnet pepper is going in there, as well as the chopped up eggplant. It's going to seem like a lot, but trust me, this is all going to melt down, and your pot will be big enough. Trust me on this. I'm just going to go ahead and give that a quick stir, just to get everything incorporated with that garlic and onion and everything else. In goes the salt now, as well as the cubed up potato. Kitchen is smelling lovely now from the onions, the garlic, that Scotch bonnet pepper we put in there. All I'm going to do here, guys, and I've already added just about everything in here except the stewed pork is not in there yet. So in goes that 1 cup of water, and we're going to turn the heat up and bring that up to a boil. I'm going to help it a bit with putting the lid on there. Bring that up to a boil, and then we're going to allow it to simmer. It didn't take long, but it's come up to a boil now. So what you're going to start seeing, first of all, the eggplant is going to start going discolored. It will change color. That is totally natural. The other thing is the eggplant will release its own liquid. So what we want to do here, and remember, we're trying to cook those potatoes as well, so we want everything nice and tender. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my heat down to low, put back that lid on there, stir it every 4 minutes or so, and let that cook for about 20 minutes before we do anything else. It's been 20 minutes now. It's been simmering away. I've been stirring it every 4 or 5 minutes. Just going to give that another quick stir. You'll notice there's quite a bit of liquid here. So what I want to do, the potato is nice and tender. It's falling apart. The eggplant has melted down exactly how I want it to be. But it's still quite a bit of liquid. So we're going to do 2 things here. We're going to add the leftover pieces of stewed pork to here. Going to give it a quick stir. We want to get the flavor from that stewed pork distributed throughout this dish. We want that flavor. We want that niceness from that pork. Swine, we're going to dine on swine. A lot of people complain about, especially when I cook pork. But here we go, guys. You got to love the pork, man. Miss Piggy is nice to eat too. The pork is nice. It's nice and incorporated in there. I'm going to turn the heat up to medium heat now because I want this to burn off some of that liquid, because I don't want this too runny. You know, this dish, the consistency has to be a little bit runny, but not overly runny, if you can get my drift. It's been about 6 minutes since I turned up the heat, added the pieces of stewed pork. Nice and lovely. This is done. Kitchen smelling nice. I've got some roti heating up in the microwave. I usually freeze my bus-up-short roti, put it in the freezer whenever I want it. I usually take it out 45 seconds on high, flip it over another 45 seconds, and I've got my bus-up-short ready to go. Here we go, guys. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen. This is all done. Better take off that heat. I know it looks kind of mushy. It's not the prettiest dish you'll ever see, but it is quite tasty. Trust me on this. Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com. I'm going to go enjoy my bacon and aloo with leftover stewed pork. Again, eggplant with potato. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen. I do hope you guys give this recipe a try. And stay tuned for more exciting, tasty, lovely, all kind of goodness recipes.